Welcome back, Zatima fans. This is Tierney, and I am back with the Zatima review of season 3, episode 1. We start off with Zach and Fatima in their bedroom. They kind of had a little playful banter about if it's a girl, they're gonna name her Zakisha or Zatima. And I like the name Zatima for a girl. But if it's a boy, who knows? Maybe Zach Jr. Since he already has Michael and another daughter with Karen, so. And they did touch on the whole Bryce thing with the money, and I just feel like, with Zach's mom's passing and his money is basically null and voided, Zach's he's going to act emotionally, I feel like, immature. He's immature as we all know, but now that his money is gone, he can't pay for his mom's funeral, he's really going to act crazy, so. But yeah, just like a little playful banter between Zach and Fatima. I really did like that. A good way to open up the episode. So from there, we go outside of Zach and Fatima's home, and we see Preston walk up. And of course, Deja is outside flirting with Preston. Then Fatima comes outside being very, very combative. I mean, I don't know why people can't let this whole Deja thing go, but I digress. So she basically sends Deja back into her side of the duplex. And she escorts Preston into the house and tells Zach, Preston's here, I'm leaving work, this and the third. Anyway. So they have another banter. I mean, Zach is having so much banter with all these different characters. It's ridiculous. But it's funny, though. I actually kind of think Preston, I should see how Preston will interact with Nate and Tony. Well, we'll get there. So he says Zach he heard about his mom's passing and all that, trying to be here for him. Trying to be a friend, unlike Bryce, which I feel like, even though Zach is like, you crossed the line, but Bryce should have known. Like, read the room, take cues and all this type of stuff, but he didn't. So now Zach is still salty about that and his money. So, Preston, he's trying to be there for him, trying to be a friend, which I appreciate because as of yet, we had not seen Tony nor, what's the other friend's name? Nathan do this for Zach at this point in time as of yet. So Preston seems to be a better friend. He's not long. He hasn't known Zach longer than Nate and Tony have. But yeah, so they have a lot of banter. And I honestly think that Zach is just on guard with every man he comes in contact with, so to speak. Except for Nate and Tony, I don't think, they know better. But I guess with Preston, he's like, I got to make sure he knows because I'm not having another episode like I had with Bryce. Next up, we arrive. I believe it's maybe outside of the barbershop or in Zach's old neighborhood. We see Connie walk up or stand there and talk to Tony and Nate, and she tells him about Miss Gladys's insurance policy. And she doesn't really want to let Jeremiah know because he is a drug addict and he probably will smoke it all up. So she wants to contact Zach first and let him know. And they did mention that Jeremiah checks their mailbox multiple times a day looking for cash in the mail or something. So so they all basically kind of tell her, yeah, go talk to Zach and before I guess Tony finds out about the insurance policy or gets his hands on the money. I'm guessing because, like I say, he's an addict, so he could really end up like the mom, having a drug overdose. And so, of course, Nate still don't like Fatima, I guess, because she blew his spot up, I think, season 1 with his wife. Him and I think it was Deja in there. Was there jacuzzi or something in their backyard? So yeah, Nate has an issue with Fatima based off of that. He was the one in wrong because he's married. So he said something, let's just test Fatima, this, that, and the third. And that's all. It's like, dude, we ain't doing it. And Connie's got the same like mindset, like, no, we're not doing that. That's stupid, basically. And I think Nate is just really just selfish. He's mad because Fatima blew up his spot with his wife, so now the wife pissed at him, trying to, get divorced and whatnot. So he just pissed off at Fatima off of something he did. He was wrong. But yeah, I'm glad that Zach had that friend like Tony who was very, very reasonable and had some good sense. And even Connie, even though they used to have some type of past together, she still has Zach's best interest at heart. And she doesn't want to, and Jeremiah for that matter, because she doesn't want Jeremiah to even have the money because he's an addict. So they all basically trying to tell her, like, go see Fatima, ask her what she should do. Because I think Ms. Gladys put Connie over, like, the executor. And when it comes to Jeremiah, Connie's no match for him. He's a man, she's a woman, and he's like a drug. So, even though anyone who has an addiction like this, a drug or alcohol, when they need their fix, they are just overbearing. And, so she's no match for Tony. I'm sorry, she's no match for Jeremiah when he wants that money. So Zach could get him a run for his money because they're both men, but Connie, no. So yeah, I think Connie should go and tell Fatima first, and and kind of let Zach kind of take the lead and try to get the money before Jeremiah does. So at the law firm, we see Angela and Fatima walk into the building, and I guess to their work area, and they see Connie, and Fatima has an attitude, which is not surprising. So Angela excuses herself, and Connie wants to talk to Fatima. She has an attitude, so she goes back to her office with Connie, and she explains to her about the whole insurance policy, and she wants to sign everything over to Fatima because she doesn't know what she's doing, and she doesn't want Jeremiah to have access because he could overdose. So Fatima said, like I can't do it. I don't know. I'm like, you're a lawyer. You should know something in regards to this. And even though Connie is the executor, I'm pretty sure Connie can sign over her position to someone else. I'm sure if she's the executor on the paperwork. Like she said, Connie doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know what any of that stuff means, so she wants to go to Fatima. And Fatima really just showing her behind this episode. I mean, got into it with Deja, had attitude with Deja, has attitude with Connie. I'm like, so Fatima is already on my nerves this season. This is just episode 1. And even though Connie tries to explain to Fatima like she doesn't know what she's doing, whatever. Fatima still has an attitude. I'm like, really? You are a lawyer. You work in the legal field. She does not. So she does. She's trying to get some legal advice or have you on your fiance's mother's homegoing and her insurance policy. So why are you acting like this? And furthermore, Fatima knows that Zach is in a financial bind right now, which means half his money could go at least put somewhat of a dent in Zach's money problem. So why is she acting so silly? I mean, Fatima really is making me sick on this episode. I kid you not. I mean, I'm doing my rant. Sorry. So from there, we at Rise Ventures, and Zach has given Preston a tour of the building or their suite, I guess. In walks in Bryce, and he was kind of short. Zach was kind of short with Bryce, and Preston noticed. He like, you kind of, you know, was short with him, whatnot. And Zach was like, oh, whatever. And so Preston like, well, wait, is that the guy? Now Zach playing stupid. He don't know what he's talking about. So Preston had to say the guy that tried to kiss. He like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I told you to. I think he said something about I told you to did that earlier or something. That was fun. That was a funny line. But yeah, Rise really just messed all of this up, and this is a big financial blow because now Zach cannot pay for his mother's funeral. He doesn't really have any funds, and my whole thing is with Bryce and this whole real estate thing. You should not have trusted Gary in the first place. And the fact that Gary pulled out and did not tell Bryce that he was going to pull out, we all know that Gary is a snake, and based off that alone, Gary cannot be trusted. And so, Gary mess over everyone, whether he has a reason to or not, and he had no reason to even mess over Zach unless he's still mad about that episode in Sisters where they were all the guys out playing basketball. It was Aaron, Zach, and Gary was out there. And Gary asked Zach to keep an eye on Andy, make sure ain't no other men trying to talk to her. And Zach was like, I'm not doing that. Like, dude, who you think I am? And it's like, ever since then. So from there, we go back to the law firm, and Connie calls Fatima and lets her know that Jeremiah now knows about the life insurance policy. So she was just trying to give Fatima a heads up and typical of Fatima catching an attitude. I'm like, she's trying to help your man, your fiance. Like, why are you being a whole female dog? And it's like, instead of her being appreciative that Connie even stopped calling her and telling her what's going on, she has attitude. I'm like, Fatima needs to just grow up. Whatever Zach and Connie had is over now, so why are you even acting like that? Fatima has really just been unlikable, especially when it comes to women that Zach has dealt with in the past. I'm like, if you know that you're his number one and you're his fiance, like, why are you so mad about any girl or any woman that he's ever messed with in the past? I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, Karen, I can see because she's pregnant with his child, but Connie, that's over. Belinda, that's over. So, seeing to just grow up, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, her attitude with Connie telling her about the whole insurance policy is very what's the word? I mean, I feel like Connie's trying to help, trying to keep Jeremiah from overdosing, while at the same time trying not to get too involved. Like she said, Jeremiah can hurt someone. I mean, with drug addicts, they want their fix. They'll do anything to get their fix. So Connie is right for protecting herself and her children. Tima, on the other hand, she has kind of the law on her side. She's an a paralegal, and she knows Andy, who's a lawyer, and her cousin Madam knows judges. So Connie just kind of like on her own with this. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like Tina is just doing way too much in this episode. So from there, we're back at Rise Ventures, and Bryce giving a bunch of word salad about his dad He's thinking about it. He's pondering over it. He can't do it. So now Zach is even more pissed off. And I then he did say that he and Bryce were over as far as business partners, which basically I agree with Zach. Bryce is not a good business partner because in a business, I would think that you're supposed to discuss plans with your partner, but Bryce did not do that. He went behind Zach's back, invested in their property that they could not afford, and they knew they could not afford, depending on Gary to do it. But he, like I say, he opted out to put his money in the pot. So now all this drama is going on. So Zach did say that he and Zach are. Zach did say that he and Bryce are over as far as business partners, which I completely agree. Bryce is not a good business partner. He does not have a business mind or a good business discernment of business, because that was just like not cool. Like, I would never invest in a property that I knew I could not afford. And that's just, I don't think that's just smart but Bryce, I think he's more of like a fly by the seat of your pants type of guy, maybe, and make snap decisions. And this whole thing with this banter between Zach and Preston is really, really funny. I believe Preston needs to stay on the team because them two together is just hilarious. Final scene to talk about of episode 1 is Fatima's leaving work and Jeremiah approaches her in the parking garage, and based off of what Connie said about Fatima and Zach are, I guess, in control of Miss Gladys's life insurance policy, he goes to Fatima's job, which I don't know why he didn't go to his brother, but he goes to Fatima's job wanting the money, and she said, I don't have it, talk to your brother Zach and all of that. And he wants money because he's high. And so he tries to take Fatima's purse. She's trying to keep it, and he ends up pushing her to the ground. And I must say, it's very disheartening to see someone who was on drugs. Cause I've known someone who was on drugs, and they acted just like Jeremiah is acting, very erratic and and somewhat violent because they want to fix. And I mean, even though he's not in his right mind, I would think he would learn that when Zach gave Gladys the money, she did all those drugs, and she overdosed and passed away. But I guess he doesn't think about that. I guess I don't know why, but that could be his fate. So yeah, Tim was getting pushed to the ground, and it's just very sad. And I don't want to say I blame Connie, but she should have just said, I'll let Zach handle that. She should not have mentioned Fatima, because now Fatima is now done been pushed to the ground at her job. Which, like I say, why Jeremiah didn't go to his brother Zach? So, So you all like this video, let me know what you think. Leave a comment. What do y'all think about this first episode of Zatima Season 3, Episode 1?